and welcome to part 2 of my 2018 craft room tour. If you have not seen part 1, then I highly recommend doing so, and I will of course link it in various places so you can get to it nice and easy. But yes, this is part 2 and we'll be going over this part of the craft room, so let's get going. Right then, let us move on to the other side of the room. I do like this area an awful lot, so I'm excited to show it to you. Here I have, this is not a Raskog, this is the Hobbycraft version, which I didn't even buy new. I bought it secondhand off someone, though I think I will probably get another one, but I'll talk about why and how and whatnot when we get there. Oh, I've just swapped arms, that's so much better. Right, I've sat down to do this because why not? So this houses planner stickers and ephemera pretty much. So this top one, I know my cart isn't as beautifully organised as some people's, but you know what, it works for me, so that's fine. Yeah, the top one, stickers. This box here, this is one of the Home Bargains ones. This is mostly Etsy planner stickers. And as you can see, they're all in little categories. I just make these little things that you can pull out like that with little tabs on. And they slot back down like that, and lots of categories. It's not all Etsy stickers. I'm going to say it's about 80% Etsy stickers. And then towards the back, some more of the decorative ones like labels and stuff are not Etsy. At the side here, I've got my little mini happy planner, which I was using for weekly inserts. I'm not at the moment. I've also got my busy days planner, which I was using for inserts, but I'm not anymore. But I'll end up using them and the discs for something else, I imagine, down the line. This box here, this is one of the ones from B&M Bargains, by the way. You can tell the B&M Bargains ones because they've got the mint on the inside, just like the IKEA ones, but obviously cheaper. This has my sticker books in, so Carpe Diem ones and Mambi ones, and then all the big Mambi ones as well. I don't have tons and tons. I would like one day for it to be enough to stand up all like that. I have seen some people's craft room tours where they have enough to do that, but I don't quite have that many, but I have a few. And just tucked in the side here, I have like sticker books that didn't really fit anywhere else, and some like really big sticker sheets that wouldn't fit in there, or if they did, they'd stick up too much. And then also, oh, there's a siren going off, shush. Had to check that wasn't my car alarm going off. You know that thing where you don't actually know what your own car alarm actually sounds like. Anyways, and then this little folder, that is little sticker samplers that you get in goodie bags and when you order from shops and stuff. And then this folder, I don't even know why I'm keeping these. This has sticker kits in there, like Etsy sticker kits, which I don't use because I don't do that kind of planning anymore, but I just can't bring myself to get rid of them. I have a problem. The second shelf of the cart is all ephemera. I've just got my autumn themed ephemera on top there because obviously I'm using it a bit at the moment because it is autumn. And then this is a new ephemera storage system. There is another one as well, which we'll get to in a bit, but these little boxes, I watch a lot of craft room tours, and I always see in the US craft room tours people with those iris containers, and I love them, but you can't really get them here unless you're willing to pay an insane amount of postage, which I'm not. But I found these little guys in the range for under £1 each. I bought all of them that they had, which was only 8. I still need to go back and get some more. But yeah, these have ephemera in them. I store them by collection rather than colour, because I just like to keep collections together. So it's like the Tim Holtz ones there, so bigger ephemera packs there. And then if we turn it around, have smaller ones here. So there's this really dinky one, how cute is that, which has got that Tim Holtz set, the snippets one, which is like the cutest ephemera pack of all time. There's another little one there, and then in these long ones, if I can get it out, I have those like they're sold as bookmarks on AliExpress, but they make wonderful ephemera die cut kind of things. And then as you can see, I've also got some packets that I didn't have room to put them in boxes quite yet. So all my Kaisercraft ones I keep in their packets there because it's handy, and there's just some others there that didn't quite fit in my new storage system, but they will do one day. And then getting down onto the floor for the bottom layer, I have some things here like some cute little envelopes and little gift bags and folders and stuff, which I don't really have anywhere else to keep them. This box here, most of these little boxes if you see the cardboard ones, they're from places like Wilko and Sainsbury's, you know, just places that do pretty gift boxes and you buy them for storage. This one is all random ephemera that doesn't really go anywhere else, so especially when I'm creative journaling, I try and use these bits. And they're also often bits that are sent to me in Happy Mail and stuff. This is also ephemera and other such stuff that was sent to me in Happy Mail, but this is like things I want to do specific things with. So like a lot of this stuff was sent to me recently by that lovely lady I mentioned who made that bottle, so I want to do like a specific art journal layout about that, so I put that kind of stuff in there. And again, spinning it around, box tray thing, whatever you want to call it, this is from Home Bargains, and I think they're designed to keep cans, like drink cans, in fridges, but I bought it for this. Kitchen sections are just the best place to find craft room storage. They really are. But anyway, in here is sticker flakes. Many sticker flakes. If they come in their own little baggie, they just stay in there like that. But if they are the ones, you know, the ones that come in those little sort of 2x2 boxes, I actually put them in these little envelopes, which are 4.5 by 3. I punched them on my WeRMemoryKeepers punch board and then just stick the front of the packet on there. It's so much easier to look through those than it is to look through those little boxes and then put them all back in. And anyway, so I have a fair few of those. There are some little other books. There are the little packets of stickers. Just lots of sticker flakes, basically. Okay, time to look at this whole section, which I just love so much. This unit here, this is an IKEA, I don't know how do you say it. My friend Alice and I, because we bought them together, call them a bitrade, but the guy at IKEA called it a bitrade, so who knows who's correct? I think we're correct. Anyways, it is the same size as a Kallax, by the way, it just doesn't have the chunky edges and is cheaper than a Kallax. Up the top, we have pictures of my cat, Conan. That's actually, that thing that says candy shop, it actually is full of sweets. I've got some giant clips there. And that unit there, one of those really useful box ones, this is also full. This is my other ephemera storage that I was talking about. So smaller things of ephemera, they go in there. So I take the packaging, if it has a picture of all of what's inside, and I put it in there as well. So yes, that is all full of little things of ephemera in there. And then inside the cube unit, these two have papers in. I've got this 12 by 12 plastic paper storage thing. This is the Display Dynamics one. Some of you will know this story, but I picked it up at a garden centre that was closing down for 50p and basically mugged an old lady for it because I was getting that thing that it was mine. Anyways, got that. And then this one up here is the WeRMemoryKeepers version, which cost me a bajillion times that amount, and that one is so much better. Anyways, also got these little shelf things as well, which are designed for the IKEA Kallax, which I got at the same time. This top one is full of 12 by 12 plastic storage thingies. So this is full of those 12 by 12 grip lock bags, which I just use all the time. And then there's also page protectors for my albums up there. And then going through what's in here, this first one is all cut aparts. So things like, well, that's not a good example. Part sheets basically that I have already cut into, as it were. So yeah, and there's also ones that I've fussy cut things from, but haven't fussy cut the whole thing, but will probably do so later on. So those are all up there. Second one is 12 by 12 sticker sheets. No, don't have loads and loads of these. Most of them are stored with their collections. A chipboard one there, mostly Craft, so those are all there. Next one is all speciality papers, so vellum, foiled, embossed acetate, you know, all that kind of thing, all the pretty special ones in there. This is just white cardstock, so Basil Marshmallow and One Craft. As you see, I don't exactly have a lot of plain cardstock because I mostly just use that 300 GSM stuff I showed you earlier, but I have a couple. Literally a couple there. Tucked under here are a couple of like branding strips that I think are extra pretty and want to use. I'm not like insane enough to keep all branding strips. I know some people do, but I don't. But if they're particularly nice and have a quote on, then I will keep them there. And other like long things that are from cut aparts, just there, handy. And then this one is all branded papers. The top one is papers where I have 2 or more, or maybe 3 or more from the same collection. So there's not loads, just a few, like I've recently just picked up 3 or 4 papers from Heidi Swap Emerson Lane, so those are in there. The next one is again branded papers, but where I only have 1 from the collection, or maybe 2 for some of them, so that shouldn't be in there. That should be there, but yes, so more papers there. This one is all Papercraft. There's actually more than it actually looks right now. There's quite a few there, so those are all there. And the bottom one is all sort of like mixed media brands, I would say. So Prima, 7 Dot Studio, Reminisce, Stamperia, all those like really heavy papers which are perfect for mixed media. Going across to this cube, this has lots and lots of stickers in. It's all these little plastic tray things. Again, they're kitchen. These are from Amazon. I will try and link them if I can, because they're really, really handy. And as you can see, they fit in the Kallax size very, very nicely. This first one is all unbranded stickers, but ones that I just think are pretty, often from places like Poundland. Some foam ones there. So yes, all unbranded ones in there. This one is all Mambi. Just adjust my angle here so you can get a better look. So lots and lots of Mambi chips, because I love Mambi chips, and then also some Mambi sticks at the back as well. This next one is all branded stickers, but I don't have like anything else of the collection, or I only have a couple of bits, so they just live in there. There's a couple of books, sticker books, washi books, but as I said, all American crafts or Dovecraft ones, or you know, Pebbles, whatever. Those are all there. The last one is my favourite one, because it's all my American crafts sticker books. Look how beautiful they are. Just, oh, I love them so much. So my 4 favourites are on this side, so I can get to them easily, and then I've got the others here. I have 8 out of the 9, but I can't fit the 9th one in there, so I'm not going to get it. Moving up here, I've got another one of these units. I really do love them, and this is all phrase thickers or title thickers. So if you watch my scrapbook videos, you know that I love the title, pre-made title thickers, so I don't have to think up of my own. So yes, those are all in there. And then this, actually I'm going to bring this over to my desk because it's going to be hard to show you. This little tray, again, B&M Bargains. This is other phrases and stuff. So there's like little phrases in there and little 2x2 cards there. There's that stamp set, which don't ask me why it's not with my other stamps. I don't know the answer to that. It just is there. Little ephemera kind of bits and little individual phrase ones, and then all of the words. So anything from the wood ones, washi, going into all the Tim Holtz tiny words and phrase books and stuff, and then some, yeah, just all of the words and phrases in this little thing. And then in this final little, what do we call this? Shelf insert? I don't know. I have my, stuck, Dovecraft mini wooden alphabet stamps. They don't fit in that drawer with the other wooden stamps, and they kind of fit in with this kind of stuff as well. So those live up there. And then I also have spare trays. Like I was saying when I was showing you that thing on my desk, I like having empty trays to put ephemera and stuff. Ugh. Make sure that doesn't fall down in. So spare ones of those. And coming around the side here, I have all of my alpha stickers. Another one of those little plastic thingies. This is all smallish alphas. This is a mix of branded and unbranded. As I said, it's just all the smaller, basically out ones that aren't thickers really, or ones that aren't similar to thickers. So yes, different sizes, just all the smallish ones. I usually go for these if I'm doing something creative journal wise rather than scrapbooking. And then this unit box here, another kitchen storage thing. I can't remember if I got this from Amazon or Home Bargains, but I'll link it if I can, if it's from Amazon. But this has all my thickers in. So this side is all gold thickers, silver thickers, coloured thickers, glitter thickers, blue and green ones, of which I have a fair few. I've also got those Love to Craft ones back there because I really like those. But yes, thickers on that side, and as I said, if they're similar to thickers, they go there as well. So there's these ones, and then this is all black and white here. and then grey, and then also some wood effect ones, or wood grain effect, and then there's also some ones back here which are gold, but I don't actually use that much, but they're just there. And I also have this thing I made a while ago hanging there on a little command hook, which I've accidentally taken. I'll do that in a minute. Coming across here, this is a thing of beauty, and just looking at it makes me smile. This little unit thingy here is from Lakeland. You can get them on Amazon as well, and they are meant for condiments in your kitchen cupboards, but obviously I stole it from the kitchen and used it to display all of my inks and mists. Let's just move that out the way for now. So it's all Heidi at the front, and then a mix of Dilutions, Mr. Huey's Distress there, and then some homemade sprays, Lindy's at the back, more homemade, Lindy's Magical Shakers and Distress Stains there, and then each row is in rainbow order, just because it's pretty and it makes me happy. A little pot of pins for my pin board. I've got these little pots which I use for little bits of ephemera and sequins and stuff. I just did a layout using lots and lots of bats, so those are still there. Next to that I have my beautiful Copic or Copic markers, if you prefer. I use Copic Chow because they're cheaper, and I think I'm about 30 colours short of getting the whole lot, but I do love them an awful lot. But and again, I get the Chow because they come in about 180 colours, and the main ones come in, what, 300 colours? I don't need that many colours. This little pot has got some Copic adjacent things, so like the multi-liners and the colourless blender and some pencils and stuff for sketching. And then I just have my pin board notice board thing up here, which is just full of things that make me happy and make me smile, and reward cards, things that people have sent me that I love, and yeah, just nice things on there. And then hanging next to that is one of my little Trimcraft bags on a command hook, but we'll talk about that in a minute and why that's there. It has come down to these shelves, so we'll just go along them. This, again, I'm sorry about the squeaky chair, but I gotta sit down, guys. So this first section here is all embellishments for the most part. This tub, no idea where that's from, just like a B&Q home basey kind of place. This is all 3D embellishments, mostly unbranded. Couple of branded ones, but a lot of them are from The Works or from Poundland. But yeah, lots of 3D things. And then towards the back I've got some lace and some pearls, like pearl garlands and stuff. This box is all wood veneer and chipboard. Some are loose like this, some are in packets, some, and again it's a mix of like some things are branded, some things are not. Like I've got some Studio Calico in there, but there's also some really cheap stuff from The Works. It's just all mixed in together because I don't have that much wood veneer and chipboard, so just mix them in together. This little box has just some flowers and bows in it that are just loose and don't really go anywhere else. This box is the same kind of thing, just loose embellishments. I don't really know where else to put them. Some metal tags there. This little box, which is from the range, is actually two there for now, but this has some pegs in and things like banners, not banners, bunting, mini bunting and stuff like that. I got the two because I was originally going to put pegs in one and bunting in the other, but then I realised I only had one thing of pegs to put it in it for now, so yeah. And then this box is a mix of paper flowers at the front and doilies at the back, and they're all different types and styles and stuff. There's very 3D ones, and then they're like the completely flat ones like this. Some have pearls in the middle, some do not. And then, as I said, as you get closer to the back, if I can, somewhere, you get into doily territory and lots of different styles and sizes and colours back there. Coming across to this side, another one of those little IKEA shelf things. What are they called? The name is just escaping me and I can't remember, but up the top here are tags. So if I can get this little box, come here please, it's very full. There's tags in there, and then there's like tag sets and tag books there. All of this is Project Life stuff, which even though I don't do Project Life, I do use Project Life or journaling cards quite a lot. This one has all the big ones in, so 4x4s and 4x6s. And as you can see, I've got little dividers in there. Some of them in here are divided by collection, but for the most part they're divided by category. So up here, postcards, speciality, which basically means, you know, acetate or vellum foiled, glitter. You can see them better in these ones here. These are the abnormal size ones, the 3x4s. These are from Amazon, but I got them a long time ago, so if I can find a link I will, but they do fit Project Life cards flipping perfectly in. You can get an idea of my categories here: words and titles, quotes, deco, and then deco is subdivided into like patterns and floral, vintage, then speciality, again acetate and vellum, glitter, glitter words, foil, foil deco, functional, months, weeks, days, symbols. Then this is all sticky notes and list pads. I used to have zillions of these, but I really don't use them. So I've culled them, and then I've culled them, and then I've culled them again, and this is what we are left with. And I will probably cull them again at some point. There's little sticky note books here, and then this box has a mix of, I just used that for something, so that's why it's on top. But yeah, there's little sticky notes there, and then lots of list pads and stuff there. I mostly use them, the bigger ones, like this one, for addressing Happy Mail, like making the envelope look nice and putting the address on something. But yes, that's what's in there. And then these two boxes are like the sticker equivalent of my ephemera boxes, like those boxes of just random ephemera that I need to just use because they're on their own. This is the sticker equivalent of that. So just little individual things that don't really fit anywhere else. If I'm creative journaling or whatever, I just kind of go through these and see if I can find something appropriate. And then in that box is pretty much the same stuff, but it's more planner stickers in there. Coming over here down to the second shelf. These first two boxes here, we have enamel dots and gems in here. There's a little G that is like the first thing I punched on my mini alphabet punch board. It's my old tripod there, which I almost never use unless I'm doing a face forward video. But yes, enamel dots in there, and then also some gems and flat back pearls and stuff. These are all cheapy bling kind of gems. I've got, and then, well, from here onwards, it's basically paper. So I've got little vellum, those little vellum pads there, because I didn't know where else to put them, because where my other vellum is, they could not go. These three, why is that sticking out? Go away. These three are all little paper pads. So we've got 6x6s in these two, and then A5s and 10x10 centimeter ones in here. So these are all branded ones, mostly American Crafts in here, maybe some Pebbles or something. So as I said, all branded ones in there. A little bit of room for expansion. I used to keep them all in the same one, all the branded and everything in the same one, and then I ran out of room. And then this one, as you may have guessed, is the more unbranded things. So lots of things from Poundland, lots of Craft Sensations ones. They are in roughly an order of like purples and blues up the front, going into florals, going into vintagey florals, going into craft colours and more masculine things. And there's some packs at the back there, because they're not as pretty to look at as these ones, so they live at the back. And then, as I said, in this one there's A5s here, pretty much all from Poundland. There's this little revision cards thing here because they're kind of cute to use. I didn't know where else to put them. And then yeah, the little 10x10 centimeter ones in there. At the side here is some loose 8x8 papers. These, you know, those Dovecraft Basics packs where everything matches and they cost about £5. Those are from there, and I didn't have anywhere else to put them. Moving along to the next section, we have 6x12 paper pads here. Not loads of those, just a few. And then this little area here is all scraps. So big scraps in there, little scraps in there. And again, these are like things I mostly use for creative journaling and stuff. I do, however, keep my white and black scraps just separate up the side here, because I use white and black scraps all the time for backing photos and doing like a little bit of stamping or something if I want to stamp and fussy cut. So keep those separately. And then this basket, it's probably not the best storage solution, but all my paper punches are here as well, and like circle cutters and stuff. But yeah, I don't have loads of punches, so I just have them in there, and it's big enough that I can just see quite easily which one is where. Right, I'm coming down on the floor for this next section. Back there is some more A3 cardstock, but that is a lower GSM, so I use that more for like printing and cutting stuff on my silhouette. Some mirror card there, and then, oh, I've got to shuffle forward. All of these paper pads and some packs at the back here are all sort of unbranded ones, so a lot of ones from the works or the range, and I actually keep them on their sides, which means I can flick through them like that. Instead of having to pull it out, flick through it, put it back, I can just sort of do this to figure out what I want to use. In front of that, this is not particularly well organised. This is things that are A4 and mostly speciality. So there's foam, there's glitter foam, glitter card, acetate, vellum, particularly nice A4 papers and stuff. There's just all, I know it's a bit messy, but that's what it is. In front of that, in this little box, I have foam and foam scraps for doing things like shaker cards and adding dimension and layers, and also acetate scraps for, again, shaker cards mostly. And then in this little box, there's a cow, moo. This is like fancy speciality scraps of paper, so there's like glitter vellum scraps and like this really nice, you know, that handmade rice paper kind of stuff, all that kind of scrap thing in there. And then there's also a little bit of material. The cow divides it. I don't really use material a lot, but I have a little bit. This lace is beautiful, which someone sent me, so yes, just keep that there. Shuffling back some more to the last little section of this big shelf unit. Oh, what I will say about this big shelf unit, I was going to say this earlier, I did think about getting a Kallax to replace this, you know, a 2x4 and put it on his side, but what I was saying earlier about the depth of a Kallax being a problem for me, I decided just to keep this because it's nice and shallow and I can just see everything, and I'm one of those people who needs to be able to see everything, which is why I kept this. Anywho, here I have branded paper pads. As you see, I don't really have a lot of branded ones, unless they're with their collection over there on the fake Kallax, but yes, not many of those. This little one here is full of those Paper Mania, you know, the ultimate die cut pack things, and I put them in these A4 plastic wallets from Poundland because the packaging they come in, it's basically useless, and when you start using them you get lots of little scraps and stuff, so quite good to keep them in these little things. Oh, my camera cut out again. Too much footage on the memory card. Anyways, next from here onwards is the land of Trimcraft stuff. If you are new to my channel, or if you don't know, I am on the Trimcraft design team, and I have just recently made next year's team, so I'm so thrilled and happy about that. But anyway, from here onwards for all of the next section is pretty much all Trimcraft stuff. This little box has Simply Creative 6x6 pads, and then also Simply Creative scraps. Then we've got Paper Addicts, Simply Creative pads, and then some Dovecraft, oh easy, some Dovecraft packs. I will say a bunch of this stuff I did buy before I was on the design team, like a good chunk of it, but a lot of it is also design team stuff as well. That's another Dovecraft pack here, and then most of this is all first edition paper pads. Wonderful, glorious first edition paper pads. They're a bit tightly packed in here. I'm going to have to extend. Sorry if that was a bit jolty there. So yes, 12x12s there, 8x8s all down there, and then the decoupage pad as well. They're all in chronological order of release, so most recent at the front kind of thing, and then by size. So 8x8s, 6x6s down there. Then we go on to these two drawer units, plus this stuff as well, which this is other design team. This is Thompson's Craft Supply stuff. I keep my current Thompson's Craft kit in this basket. This was another one from Bunnings, but I definitely know that they have it in the range because I saw it there the other day. So yeah, just my current kit that I'm working with is in here, but the rest of it is all Trimcraft. Up the top there's a Trimcraft collection in there because I ran out of drawer space. This is all Simply Creative, whoops, gems and pearls, and then Simply Creative alphas all in there. I love these and I use them so much, so I have quite a few. And then going into the drawers, I will briefly go through each one. These are from Home Bargains, by the way. Do not buy them on Amazon because they are like £30 on Amazon and that is ridiculous. But yes, Home Bargains, B&M Bargains do them as well. I've said those shop names a lot in this video, but I do a lot of my buying of storage supplies from those places. Anyway, the top drawer here is always got the 2 latest first edition releases in here. So at the moment I've got Fiesta Fever and Perfect Moments in here, as well as some little bits and bobs from those paper pads, but hopefully we'll be getting some new ones soon. Very exciting. Then we've got this is the B&A collection. Ow, trapped my finger. This is Lost and Found. This bottom drawer is empty because I recently emptied it to make room for new things. Exciting times. Make-A-Wish in there. Falkland, beautiful Falkland in there. Hot Scrabble Ditch Beach Life and Sweet Moments in there. And these are fab because basically if I'm working with one of these, I just pull the whole drawer out and take it over to my desk. They also, as well, if you hadn't noticed, store 12 by 12 paper pads pretty perfectly. So yes, I really love these drawers. I will probably end up getting yet another one sometime soon. And then moving over here, I've got this sort of desk table here, but I'll just show you underneath first. Some chipboard there, that's unrelated. This large accordion file here, another one from B&M Bargains. This is my first edition scraps. So you saw I have all my paper scraps over there in little baskets, but this is all my scraps for first edition papers because, you know, they're so special and you have to keep them in a special place. So yes, and just like the paper pads, they are in chronological order. So if I'm ever doing something with one of those paper pads, I will also grab all my scraps from it so I can use them up, really. This little unit here, this might get a bit dark, I'm sorry about that, but we are underneath the table. This is one of the cube units that the Range do. I have heard people say that they're a good alternative to Kallax. I personally wouldn't agree because they're much smaller. Like, you will not get 12 by 12 in these. They're about 27 centimeters square, something like that. I did buy the little baskets that come with for these. On top, I've got all my first edition Deco Mash papers and also some glitter card as well, Dovecraft. At the moment, this is storing Christmas stuff, and it's all this year's Christmas stuff. In the room next door, I've got 2 boxes. It was 3, but I managed to destash one of them, full of other Christmas stuff, which I will show you in a minute. But just to show you what's in here, this one's not very full. It's just got some stamps in there. This one has all sorts of bits and pieces, really. Lots of like Simply Creative embellishments and stuff, and some of these little Paper Addicts mini pads and things. As I said, this is all this year's Trimcraft Christmas stuff so far. Let's get this one first. This one has embellishments from the current collection. So we've got some Festive Wonder in there, some little Red Robin in there, and also some scraps and little die cuts I've made when I've been creating with the other things, just keeping those in there. What's the other one? Oh, Christmas Village in there as well. And then this one has, this isn't actually all this year's, but there's lots of Simply Creative embellishments as well. These are a lot from last year, but I thought they would be fine to use with this year's stuff as well. Separating a little basket there, some random scraps down the side, but yes, Christmas. And then in the top drawer of this little unit, I'll come back to this in a minute, but this top drawer has the 12 by 12 paper pads, and an 8 by 8 as well, of all the current Trimcraft Christmas things that I have. This drawer unit, by the way, was from the Range, but I will just quickly show you my other Christmas boxes. They're in the other room because I feel like some people might yell at me if I don't show you. So yes, this is the rest of my Christmas stash that's been living in the other room. This first box, and as I said, there was a third box which I managed to destash, so be proud of me. But all the stuff in this top box is all non-Trimcraft Christmas bits. There's all sorts in here, like some Paper Mania, Kiki K, just Kaisercraft down there. Just, as I said, just non-Trimcraft stuff in that Kiki box. And then we have this box as well. This box has some more non-Trimcraft embellishments and stuff from last year that I meant to like journal and never did. Some embellishments. There's last year's stickers that I made with my own doodles. Lots of things in there. And then this is last year's Trimcraft Christmas House Cupboard Wonderland, which I loved so much. Time to Sparkle, lots of ribbons. Wonderland, Winter Wishes. There should be some first edition down there as well. Yep, there it is. Just, yes. And I can't bear to get rid of it because it's so lovely. But I don't know what I'm going to do with all of it because there's so much. But yay, Christmas crafts. Right, after that little interlude, I hope, by the way, you didn't think I was showing off or anything there. I just know that some people would want to see that kind of thing. So the rest of what's under here, this box here is an A4 storage box and has all my little rainbow moon things in there. And then these two drawers are things to journal. And it's probably too much, I will admit. The bottom drawer is like non-specific things, just things that I've picked up that are pretty, labels and postcards and things that I've cut from Daphne's diary and that. And then the middle drawer is specific journaling things, so like letters people have sent me and cards and stuff, or things that are related to a particular event. Kind of, there's all sorts in there, but that's, yeah, specific journaling, non-specific journaling. And then while I'm down here, I might as well show you the rest of what's down under this next table. This thing here is the top of an IKEA lack table. The legs were lost in a move. It happens. There's a black one there as well. And you can just see some of the dodgy parts of the room there. I apologise for that. But yeah, I just use them for photo backdrops and stuff like that. That box there is full of packing supplies. You can't really see, but boxes and envelopes and stuff for sending happy mail. This bag, I can't reach it. There has lots of little baggies in, little organza bags, stuff like that. And then this bag has things like sketch paper and watercolour paper in. Not the ideal storage, but it gets the job done. And then almost to the end, just these two tables and this little bit to show you. This table, I've just moved my computer out of the way. It usually lives there so I can watch YouTube and listen to music and stuff. That's the IKEA, is it like the Adils Linmon something or other, secondhand of course. This is like an embellishment and die cutting station, I suppose you could call it. Obviously I've got my big shot there on a mat. I always have this little thing where, you know, after die cutting you can put all the little scraps for die cutting in there and then take it to my paper recycling. A little thing of washi, because when you sometimes want to put the die cut in a very particular place. This little basket, which has my very few embossing folders, some spare plates and some shims and stuff for die cutting. Some more little Paper Addicts pads. This gorgeous skull plate, which I bought recently. This is just a temporary place for it to live until it gets a proper home, but I just wanted to see it because I love it so much. A little pen pot here just has some wooden dowels for crafts, some little flags of places in the world that I want to visit, calligraphy pens in there, and some scissors because it's nice to have scissors near where you do die cutting. This little thing here, this is one of those gift boxes, you know, you get at Christmas full of toiletries. I kept it obviously because it's a handy little box. There's a drawer there which I can't quite open at the moment, but it only has command hooks in, so that's not very exciting. This little drawer has buttons in it, and then all of this is my Sequin Station, you could call it. So in these pots, this little pot thing was full of sweets. Someone gave it to me at Christmas in the knowledge that I would want to use it for craft storage, and I also got to eat the sweets obviously. So obviously sequins where I have a lot of one kind go in there, and then I've got others. Spiegelmum's scraps, neat and tangled, going back into other packets, and love to craft ones in little things like this. More sequins, just lots of sequins, you get the point. Then more embellishments around here. This little is another one of those really useful box units, a smaller one than the one you saw earlier. This has things like metal embellishments for mixed media, little wooden embellishments, little shells, again for mixed media, gems, flowers, pearls, and then all of those there are brads of different kinds, so gold ones, silver ones, multicolored ones. These little embellishment boxes, which I have been using, you can see, were sent to me by the lovely Josie when she also made me this awesome box, which is now empty, but I just love it so much I just keep it there because I really like it. So thank you, Josie, if you are watching. And then this set of drawers here are from the range. I'm pretty sure they still do them, maybe in different colours. I just got some candles, matches and a lighter in there. Wax seal stamping in there, which is mainly for what the candles and stuff in there are for. Some random things that I've cut on my silhouette in here. In here we have Luminart watercolours, shimmering watercolours, one shimmers, and some Prima watercolours as well. Watercolour tubes in here, which I haven't used in such a long time. I should probably just get rid. Up here, various. I've got loads and loads of pins for declogging bottles is their main use. And then lots of lovely little embellishments and brads and stuff in there, just like random ones that people have sent me. In this drawer is like these little glass bead cabochon thingies. They're just really nice for using in mixed media. They're kind of like those things that you put in a fish bowl but slightly smaller. Then we have resin flowers in here and more resin flowers in there. Next to that, ignore the massive crack in the wall there, is what I call my glitter station, I suppose. This is one of those little units from Wilko, the acrylic makeup drawers that were £3 and everyone got one. I wish I'd bought like 10 of them because they don't do them anymore. At the top here in the little makeup divider, I've got my Nuvo glitter markers, and I also keep the packaging because it shows you the colours. Next to that, Dovecraft glitter glue, kept upside down because it's nice and handy, plus the little American Crafts one as well. Micro beads there. And then in here we have all those little tiny little things you can get from the works and the range, which either have micro beads in or they've got coarse glitter in. So I've got a load of those and some pots of micro beads at the back. In the second drawer I've got mica powders, and these little ones I store upside down so I can see the colour name. Oh, and I also have these little things for using with them. These little spoons, which are actually for a medicine that my brother takes. I steal them for that purpose. And this one doesn't have much in it at the moment, just some little beads and things like that. Next to that is glitter. I'm sure many people will recognise these. They're from B&M Bargains, like this massive thing of bottles of glitter. I couldn't resist them and just put them in this little basket from Poundland. And then a little glitter shaker there. And then this I just added like yesterday. Obviously this is 3 little baskets in one, again from the range. And just keeping some Christmassy stuff in here. So some Christmas sequins and then loads of Christmas dies, Simply Creative and Dovecraft ones, just because I don't have enough room to put them in my die folder, but it's handy to have them here because big shot there. On to this next table, we are so nearing the end. Here I've got more dies. I know that says Etsy stickers, just ignore that. That is one of those A4 display books, as you can see it's from Paper Chase, and I've got first edition Christmas dies in here. Because there's magnetic sheets in them, I don't need to put them in my magnetic storage, so they go in there quite nicely. And then I have this die storage folder, if I can find the zip to undo it. I'm sure you've seen it before, but yes, I've got Vicky Bootin ones at the front, and you will, oh, the happiness I had when I saw that these fit into here was just something very special. But yes, dies here, and then at the back I've got another one of these display books where I keep non-Christmas first edition die sets, again because they've got their own magnetic sheet. They just stay in there very nicely. And then the rest of all this is like a bit of a mixed media station, I suppose you could call it. This little thing here is the shoe rack from Argos that lots of people got to put on their desks, and I used to have on my desk but then moved it when I got that house thing. Little whiteboard there to make notes. This little drawer thing is from the range. It was a gift. What's in here? Just move that out the way so I can open them. Bottom drawer is art stones, glass beads and micro beads and glass glitter. These are obviously not in that glitter station because they don't fit in there. They are too big. Next drawer is granite paste and glitter pastes. Next drawer is, there's not loads in here, just some waxes, Inca Gold, and some patina paints, which I bought recently and are really good. And the top has gelatos. Next to that, this cute little tin that was sent to me recently, and it's just adorable. It doesn't have anything in it at the moment, but there we go. This Raydon little tray I bought the other day, and I'm just keeping masking tape on it for now. And then 3 pot things. Those 2 are both plant pots from B&M Bargains, as per usual. This one has things like my not very good brushes, you know, ones for using with glue and decoupage and gesso and stuff. A little toothbrush for splatters, silicone brush, palette knives, and then this one has my nice brushes in, so ones that are for watercolour and stuff like that. Then an empty one for putting water in when doing painting. And then I've got these 2 long things here, again storage from the range, and both of these are full of Nouveau embellishment mousse. So there's that one there, and then I keep the lid on this one because otherwise they don't stack, and now I can't get it off. Here we go. So embellishment mousse, and they're all in rainbow order, so blacks, golds, silvers, and then down the rainbow like so. I flipping love my embellishment mousse. On this shelf here, in this little thing here, I've got some lovely mixed media nautical bits that were sent to me. Then I have my Kuretake watercolours and starry colours and pearl colours. These folders are full of stencils, again A5 display books, and I keep obviously my stencils that fit in here. The first one is most of my stencils, patterns and stars and stuff, and then this one is all like the nature-y themed ones, so plants and flowers and butterflies and stuff all go in this one. Underneath that we've got lots of these little things. This is lots of leftovers from Thompson's kits, so if I ever want to do a mixed media project or whatever, I know, and I've kept them in, you know, kit themes and such, so lots of leftover bits that I can use there. Same kind of thing in here, except it's not all Thompson's. A lot of it is, but lots of more 3D kind of things to use in mixed media, burlap and netting stuff, and yeah, you get the idea, and some lovely papers and that. I've just got some of those glitter pipe cleaner things there because I don't know where else to put them. Little thing here with just some bulldog clips and stuff to keep projects open, and then this one just has spare buckets and stuff in it for now. And then this big basket has other mixed media things in. I've got big stencils here, lots of sort of like big bits of card and stuff if I might want to use those, some lovely papers and stuff that was sent to me for mixed media. I've got big tubs of textured gel, ones that I don't use as often as the ones that are on my desk, white acrylic, medium, shaving foam, lots of little sponges and varnishes. There we go. Then on to the very last thing. This all, by the way, is kind of a work in progress. It's waiting for this to be available to use. I have lots of plans in place. I'm going to take this, put it in the other room, put another cart there. So excited, so many plans. But for now, this is the situation. So this is one of those printer tables. And as you can see, I have my silhouette and cutting mats up here. My heat tool, which is just always out because I use it multiple times a day. Another little art journal there, just because I don't know why it's there or not on the shelf. I don't know. This has actually barely changed since last year. I've just got my glue gun there, some spare printer ink, a little felt thing I use for paper piercing, paper clips in there. This box is full of other paper clips, so just bring it out onto the top here. It's not very exciting, I will say, but just, yeah, many paper clips in that. That's exactly the same as last year. I've got my laminator back there. I think that's a spare blade, or is that just the packaging for a spare blade? I don't know. Plugs, phone charger, very important. And then at the bottom here, I've got my printer, which is a Canon MG something. Some actual work related stuff, like that's all of it. That's it, just there. There is some cheap paper under there. Keep cardstock, black and white at the top. 120 GSM there, and then like sticker paper and photo paper and stuff there. And this is a very cheap paper tray thing that was plastic, and I decoupaged to make it a little bit pretty. I didn't decoupage it very well, but it is what it is. And my paper recycling bin, because obviously I get through quite a lot of paper, and that, I think, is it. Wow, that took a long time, but we are finished. Hooray! So this will be the end of part 2, because I will do the video in 2 parts. Thank you for watching, if you've watched both. Do let me know if you have any questions or anything. If you have any ideas for the room next door. I mean, I've got plenty, but just, you know, for funsies, if you have any ideas of things I could do with it. Basically the same size as this room, in case you were wondering. But yeah, okay. As I said, I'll try and link things that I can in the description box, storage things and whatnot, because I know some of the things are not necessarily that easy to get hold of. But yeah, there we go. I am finished. So, phew, thank you so much for watching, and I think that's pretty much it, all I have to say. If for some reason you've just watched this part 2, then make sure to go check out part 1, because yeah, that's most of it. So yeah, okay, I'm going now. Ooh, there we go then. I can see myself that I'm a bit flushed and warm doing all that, so yeah, I need to go have a cup of tea or something. As per usual, please leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Chat to me in the comments. Perhaps think about subscribing if you haven't already. And yeah, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much again. I'm going. Okay. Bye!